Well, good afternoon, folks. We are at the Football Factory of the West, the home of the Sacred Heart Football School. Of course, it's not just a football school, but it is synonymous for being a very successful school in the independent competition, and it's no surprise that we see the Sacred Heart Old Collegians playing today in the finals of Division 1 in what is a cutthroat semi-final. The first semi-final. Conditions here quite good. Grass looks magnificent. Good crowd building up, and they're obviously up against Payneham Norwood Union, who are off the back of a good win last week against Golden Grove in a tight fought contest up at Golden Grove. Sacred Heart, on the other hand, coming off a loss against Port Districts, and in fact their finals record in total is not that impressive. Sacred Heart, there's a little bit of the Port wally wobbles about them. But joining me today is Alex Gould. Alex, how are you, mate?
Yeah, going great. Looking forward to what's going to be a fantastic game of footy. Yeah, it should be interesting. Sacred Heart, they've been in a little bit of a shaky forms coming into finals. Obviously last week wouldn't have helped them with any nerves, but Payneham, they are so good at the moment. They were really good against Golden Grove. Against the Golden Grove team that didn't really deserve to lose and didn't deserve to not play finals this week. It was one of those games I was up there where it was just someone had to go out, unfortunately, and in the end it was Golden Grove. But Payneham, expect them to really challenge Sacred Heart here today, I think. And
we've had a little bit of a delayed start on the back of the reserves final, which went to overtime, double overtime, or 5 minutes each end, and won by Sacred Heart B grade up against PAC, and the only score in the overtime was a point to Sacred Heart, which was from the PAC ruckman, who hit it through, probably thinking they'd get a restart, and in fact that was the only score. So, wow, what an exciting game that was. We can only hope that we're going to get something like that in the A grade.
We can, of course. It was a 10-8 to 10-7 loss for PAC, so good start there for Sacred Heart for today, but it's going to be interesting to see how it all tracks along and how this one goes down. Where do you think the game's going to be won or lost?
Well, look, as you mentioned earlier, I think Payneham Norwood Union, when the ball gets out on the outside, they've got some really good runners. Matty Nunn, obviously a fantastic acquisition of their side this year. Much experienced player, good leader, coming off the back of his captaincy at Norwood and Premiership side. So their first starting on ball, Anthony Giannini, Jed Spence, Nunn, and the young ruckman Joshua Mothersole have been in pretty good touch. So I think it probably gets one in the midfield, and I tell you what, if I was going to pick a side, I'm going to go with Payneham Norwood Union in somewhat of an upset. Alex, yourself?
Myself, I am going with Sacred Heart, because I always go with the team that's at home. We are away for the start of this one. Ball gets cleared and ball just kind of bounces. No one able to get there. Should be trapped now. Great tackle there and work towards the line. Fantastic work there from Mackenzie.
Yeah, experienced player for Payneham Norwood Union, the left footer. They need to put a little bit of work into him today, Sacred Heart, because he is the architect out of the back half, and we will apologise in advance if we're able to get, or if we get some names wrong, because we are situated a fair way away from the oval here today. Breeze pushing to the right of your screen.
Ball's going to go up again. The centre. So around about between the centre square and the 50 line here, towards the far side of the oval away from us. Not quite sure if there's any towards the housing end, I think, away from the school end. That might be the way we have to.
Yeah, so Sacred Heart going to the right of the screen and Payneham Norwood going to the left. Sacred Heart got the aid of probably a 2-goal breeze, nothing more than that, but there's a nice mark taken inside 50 by Sacred Heart. And this will be the first shot on goal. Let's try and pick that player up for you. Number 3, I think, which would be Harrison Boyle. Only played the 5 games for Brighton this year. He's played 15 top-up games for the Port Magpies. Not Brighton, sorry, from Sacred Heart, but was recruited from Brighton. So only his 5th game today, or 6th game today. Played 5. This is an important kick to get him away to a good start. And he makes absolutely no mistake. As I mentioned, handy acquisition and pull into your side come finals time. Bit of surprise that he is no longer at Brighton, and his brother is also a top-up player with the Adelaide Crows. So first goal to the game, for the game, goes to Harrison Boyle.
Yeah, good goal, much needed there, just to kind of settle some nerves. Of course, finals, there is no loser for, there is no tomorrow, sorry, for the loser, so Of course, you've got it. You want to start well. You want to make sure you get away well, and certainly Sacred Heart have started well here. They lead at 1 straight 6. Of course, that's on the Sportal and Hahn scoreboard, and we'll get to the sponsors. The ball goes up.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Payneham have already pushed one spare behind the ball. Sacred Heart have elected to push a player up with him, so if you can't quite pick that up at home, so we'll have a 7-on-7 at the Sacred Heart end of the ground. So Payneham's idea there, just trying to congest that part of the ground, and conversely, if the ball can get up the other end, Payneham have got a little bit more space to work with.
All about to go up again. Slap forward there. In the back of the pack there was a Nunn, a slip from Nye. That probably wasn't fantastic timing. Might still work out. Ball snapped back by Spence. He was absolutely fantastic last week. Ball comes down.
Yeah, best on ground last week, Spence.
Yeah, he was. Ball goes forward and sits. Big fist over the top from Wagner. That should have gone out. It does go out. We throw it back in. Nice to see how close the spectators can get to the action here.
Yeah, both sides of the oval on the wings, the spectators get pretty close, don't they? And might say the beautiful gum trees on either side of the oval making a very picturesque setting here. Off the grandstand, of course, from a couple of years ago, but the refurb done a fantastic job, the Sacred Heart School, as Simons, the skipper, Clayton Simons, has the ball now at half-back, pushes the ball down the line. Nice kick. Should have been marked. Dropped in the end. Payneham now come through back into the corridor, and a lad who played exceptionally well last week, Brandon Jackson Martin. They're out the flat side of the ground now. Plenty of space to work with if they can take the ball cleanly. Unfortunately, big fellas sometimes have a little bit of problem below their knees. And Joshua Mothersole, that's not his bread and butter, is it? The ground ball.
Not really a long way to get down for a lad that's that tall.
Yeah.
Ball now just spinning around, able to get out and cleared. Went with more vertical distance than it did horizontally, trying to charge his way through, then came to McDermott. Now near to the edge of inside 50. Go Sacred Heart, handball across. Here he is, the goal kicker from earlier. Oh, he's in all sorts of trouble. It's a fantastic tackle.
Yeah, just tried to do a little bit too much, Harrison Boyle, on that occasion. And Payneham good enough to affect the tackle. Short kick from the half-back. Go wide, they go short again to Anthony Giannini in the corridor. He lays it off quickly. I think that's Nunn with the ball now. It is. He heads in the direction of Jacob Campbell. He now shoots towards, and almost taking a nice mark was Harrison Viney, but the umpire has deemed that illegal and paid a free kick. Sacred Heart got it, switched it into the corridor. Lucky to get away with that one to Ned Brooks, the vice-captain, and he has the ball right in the middle of the ground. He surveys the options. Thinks about a short one, decides he's going to go wide. Now this is the dilemma Sacred Heart have got. You know, they've got use of the breeze. They don't want to get caught going too short and wide in the back half of the ground. They bring the ball now into the corridor. Payneham good enough to punch the ball away. It ends up with Sacred Heart again with Cooper Brinkworth. And in the end, the ball heads to the boundary line.
Ball's going to come back into play. Near enough to true, slightly further away than true centre wing.
Yep.
Towards the left-hand side of screen. Ball comes back in. Mothersole didn't quite win the ruck touchdown then. Fantastic work in there. The ball's not going anywhere quickly. Umpire tried to give it every opportunity to get out. Fantastic work in there by Noble doing the rucking. Free kick, however, has gone the way of Lewis.
It's interesting, Brad Noble seems to be taking a lot of the ruck work early, not Alex Collotto. It looks like he's playing forward Collotto, the playing coach.
Well, now with McKenzie, as you mentioned, he's a smooth mover off of half-back. And Giannini. And then found Spence. Spence turns and he has an option ahead of him there in Rahui. Rahui takes a great grab. They're building inside forward 50 here. Oh, well done, Wagner, although it was touched by on, so he's got to think quickly. He does think quickly. Hodges is there. He's in a one-on-one. The ball's going to bounce. And he's going to be thrown back in.
Gee, some dangerous signs early for Sacred Heart there. A lot of loose players for Payneham. Just weren't able to execute in the end, but plenty of options available to them. So they're going to have to tighten up a little bit defensively for mine, Sacred Heart.
Yeah, potentially it was where it cost them a little bit last week. They we scored so heavily against it, really didn't matter what their forwards did.
Right. So long kick down the wing. Sacred Heart. Again, Payneham good enough to be able to intercept the ball. They bring it back into the corridor. They like the short chip and come back through the corridor. Now they switch the play. They're out the far side. Plenty of loose players here. Can they hit a player up? Nice drive, short kick. Looking for Jack Hodges. Sacred Heart turn the ball out. It's a dangerous kick though. A really dangerous kick back into the corridor of the ground. And Tommy Wagner, well, he's kicked 26 goals, averaging 1.37 per game for the season for Payneham Norwood Union. Well, he just happened to be in the right place at the right time there, Lockie, and sometimes luck can go with you. First shot on goal for Payneham for the day. Right in front of goal, 20 metres out. And the umpire's moved a long way to his right. And has finally decided it's a goal. Sacred Heart players trying to convince him otherwise, but we are not in a position to be able to see the scoreboard from here, but I think that's 1 goal apiece. Is that right?
From my math, yes. I'll double check.
Right, so 1 goal to Tommy Wagner for Payneham Norwood Union and 1 goal to Harrison Boyle. And 1 to Harrison Boyle from Sacred Heart. So again, it looks like it'll be Brad Noble in the ruck for Sacred Heart. He's had a pretty good year, Brad Noble, so I can understand why they're playing him there. He's been the best players 13 out of the 19 games, so he's had a terrific season. He should have an advantage in the ruck, gets first hand on that. Falls away of Payneham though. No one able to take the ball cleanly. We'll get a secondary restart. Lockie.
All about to go back up. The umpire throws it aloft and we are away again. I know we're quickly the 2 number 3s, Boyle and Campbell doing battle out there. Third time's the charm potentially. This time it's smacked out of the ruck. Play waiting on the side that was wearing the strip of Payneham. But through the middle comes Giannini. Giannini gives it across. Oh, slipped at the crucial moment from Sparkle. Oh, the ball rather just went through his hands. It's outside. That was a strong defensive punch in there.
Yeah, free kick to Sacred Heart there. Lucky to get away with that one. Sacred Heart. Lucky to get away with that one. They're in the middle of the ground. Surveys the options. Beautiful short kick into the corridor. Finds Taylor Angel. Hasn't played a lot of footy this year, Taylor. Short kick on the 45 degrees to Collotto, is it, with the footy now? Hard to see from here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he's gone wide. So they've zigzagged a little bit from the back half. Sacred Heart, Old Talesians. Again, for those who've just tuned in, they do have probably a 2-goal breeze at their back, and the scores are 1 goal all. And that's an interesting kick. That's a left foot torpedo. Very hard to master the art of that, unfortunately. Payneham, good enough to intercept.
Well, now at half back, or on the wing rather, with Nye, but his kick was smothered and then just socket inside forward 50 from Sacred Heart, coming hard the other way though. Jackson Martin through the hands. Oh, it's a good tackle, but it wasn't able to affect the stopping and getting rid of the disposal there. It's inside forward 50, too easy.
Good kick.
And they walked their way in.
And this is Collotto. He's now pushed himself further down the ground and he's going to have his first shot on goal. Interestingly, that they have decided to go with Brandon Jackson Martin back behind the footy, Payneham Norwood Union. And he played, interesting year, he's played 9 in the A's, 3 in the B's, but came from Ross Trevor. Played 4 games at Ross Trevor earlier this season. But last week I should say, was terrific when he went back in the second half.
Yeah, especially that last quarter for him was absolutely fantastic.
So Collotto, right footer. He looked like he's shaping up to go left. Went with his right, and not good enough to keep that one on track.
Potentially should have gone with his left.
Yes, and I think that's 1 goal 1 to Sacred Heart. Collotto's first score of the game. Come out the far side, Payneham. And the ball's been spoiled. Looks like there's some earthworks or some, maybe it's at the cricket pitch down that end of the ground. We are a long way away. Johnny Regis, please keep moving. We're a long way away from the ground at this end. First hands on the ball, Payneham from this boundary throw in. heads again towards the boundary line. A good quick handball, another one. Left foot kick down the line. Sacred Heart got all the numbers, got all the answers here. Ends up with Luke Dewhurst, son of Craig, ex-South Adelaide champion. And a bit of bad luck yesterday, Dewey, so I hope he's feeling well. I'd say he would be watching this game. And as I said, I hope you're feeling well today, Dewey, watching the young fella go around. So, ball in the middle of the ground. Spoiled. Spills. Payneham first hands on it. They've been good when the ball's hit the ground. With that quick kick, not marked on that occasion by Ned Brooks. And it spills out, and we'll have a ball up middle of the ground, and didn't take the time, Lockie, and there's no watch here, so it's very hard to tell how far into the ground.
12 minutes and 55 seconds we are into this game. 1-1-7 plays one straight on the Sport on Hans scoreboard. Just got the stream up in front of me. Lovely work on the camera as well.
Well, we've got a young Sacred Heart student, year 12 student, doing the camera work today, Lockie. What's his name again?
We'll check that one out.
But he's enjoying it up on the scaffold. Body's thrown in willingly. Umpires said that's a free kick. It'll go the way of Payneham, and well, they'd certainly be happy with their start. Now head towards the pocket. Nice kick out for Jed Spence. He wasn't able to mark it, and the ball spilled out. But again, they'd be very happy with the way they've started the first 13 minutes. Payneham into the breeze. They look very dangerous when the ball hits the ground. Noble pushes it forward for Sacred Heart again. Payneham first to the footy. Nunn gives it out to Jacob Campbell. Sacred Heart now got some players there. Can they take the ball cleanly here? They can't. It's a good strong tackle.
Well done.
And good umpiring there. Let the play go. And we'll have another ball up. So, been a fair few restarts early in the game, as you would expect. Not the biggest ground here, is it?
No, it's not, is it? Ball, meantime, is getting out from, though. Nunn sends it back inside forward 50. Big Fist came in over the top again there. Well done to meet it at ground level. And now Sacred Heart, they might be able to get out of danger, although Campbell was just waiting and watching. And he's taken the intercept mark to drive it back inside forward 50. Big fly coming, although went through hands, though. Great tackle. And Payneham hold him up.
Was a good tackle, wasn't it? Geez, Nunny works hard into the forward line, doesn't he? You can see why he's such a great player. On-ball player. Have a look at him. He's at this restart along with John Gianetti. Plenty of experience there for Payneham. But Sacred Heart, who gets first hands on the footy. Seb Kerrish. And it goes to the boundary line. Kicked quickly by Jackson Fox. And again, plenty of numbers around this ball, and we'll have another ball up. Umpires certainly earning their pay early in this game. Plenty of numbers around the contest. No one able to get a decisive hand on it. And, well, I'll tell you what, I'm not sure who this umpire is, but there's a fair chance he could be lodging a claim with the league on Monday with RSI, the amount of bouncing he's had to do early in the game.
Ball, meantime, he's going to have to do another one here. He's all over.
Oh, he's had enough. He's had enough.
He's called a free kick.
And fair enough, too.
Kerrish then with the footy.
Started well, Seb Kerrish.
Hooks and decides to find a little, 15 metre, 45 angle degree kick. Finds a teammate then in Fox. Fox loads up. Long down towards half forward. Ball's going to hit the back then. And almost dumped into the dirt, so it might be a free kick there. It is for a dangerous tackler in the back. Either way, results the same.
Brad McKenzie, beautiful left foot kick. Finds Jed Spence, far side. Ends up with John Giannini. Good quick play. He rolls around. Not the greatest of kicks, unfortunately, for Payneham. Sacred Heart overrun that footy. Quick kick by Simons. Back to where it came from. Good contest in the air. Beautiful crumb. This is what I expect to see a little bit more of Sacred Heart, a bit more of a longer kicking game with the breeze, although unfortunately on that occasion they're unable to keep it straight and it's rolled out of bounds, and Payneham again will get a chance to alleviate the pressure.
So we're here thanks to Filming Footy and Sports Interactive, and our live streams are proudly brought to you by Archie's Classic Catches, Dartfish, Filming Footy and programs to fit as well. The scoreboard brought to you by Sportle and Hahn, and that scoreboard I believe still sits at 117, plays 1 straight 6. It does shock, leading by a point at the minute.
Like a consummate professional there, Lockie. That was beautiful, just rolling out the sponsors' names. Good to see you're organised. So, there a bit of aerial ping pong there. No one able to take it. Now Sacred Heart first out at an opportunity around the corner. Needs a good bounce. Gets a good bounce. And that's Sacred Heart's second and a much needed goal, I don't mind telling you, at about 16, 17 minutes into the quarter. With a good breeze at the back, that was a terrific goal. And I think it was Ethan Moore, was it? No, Tristan Carcuro. Yeah, fantastic. Been a great servant for Sacred Heart for a long time. Played 13 games, 15 goals, averaging 1.15. The ex-star force, although probably not allowed to say that on air, but good to see him still playing good footy. So, a little bit of pressure comes off of Sacred Heart now. They go back into the centre of the ground. And it's the first time I've seen Sacred Heart play all year, but I've got to say, been impressed with Brad Noble, the fact that he can keep Alex Collotto out of the ruck for such a long period. See how he goes at this bounce. It's won by Payneham, not decisively, and it ends up with Noble. Goes on the left foot, long, with the barrel in the direction of Collotto. He couldn't take it. Ball spills. And again, we'll have our 15th ball up for the quarter. Plenty of numbers around this contest. Spills out the back to Sacred Heart. Keep it in beautifully. I think it was Simons on the left foot. Heads the pocket, but unfortunately, the rule being last touch, that is a turnover from Sacred Heart's perspective, and Payneham Northern Union get a chance to ease the pressure.
Meantime, forget out. Big puck forming, Wagner! Oh, dropped it. Thought he'd hung on to that one. That would have been a fantastic grab. Ball, meantime, goes back inside forward 50. Well done. Great mark. Bit of a chaos ball. Did really well then. And was that Hartshorn there that's taken that mark?
I think it is Hartshorn. Gee, he was quick, wasn't he, for a big fella? Yeah, it is. He was really quick to get front spot. I mean, he was level with his player, but just seized the opportunity. And, yeah, terrific mark. He's front, dead straight, front of goal, 20 metres out.
Shouldn't struggle from here. Doesn't struggle from here. There we go. Well, he did the hard bit and was able to convert when it mattered. Hartshorn, well, he just adds another goal to that list. They're now 3-1-19. Payneham 1 straight 6, and that is on the Hahn and Sportle scoreboard. We're 19 minutes in to this final here. Of course, the loser is out. There is no tomorrow.
Yeah, hasn't kicked a lot of goals this year either, Connor. In fact, if you look through both sides, I don't think there's a player that's averaged more than 2 goals a game across the both sides. So one good thing about that is it means both sides aren't relying on one particular player to kick the bulk of their scores. Collotto has gone into the ruck now. Umpires paid a free kick for Sacred Heart, and that's Ethan Moore. Played a bit of top-up footy for Port Adelaide a couple of years ago, and the son of Stephen Moore, who was the CEO of Glenelg Footy Club for a couple of years. Now they go along the boundary, Sacred Heart. Just a quick kick into the top of the square would have been nice, but again, they've been forced deep. Sure, they've really used the height in the front half that they've got to their advantage, Sacred Heart, with the breeze, but it'll be interesting to see when the table is turned what Payneham would do in the second quarter.
Of course, you don't really know how strong the breeze is until both teams have had an opportunity to use it. Sparkle combining nicely there as they just come bounding out of the centre now. Do Payneham. Hodges is there. He's got a 1-on-2. Ball's going to spill though. And just sits at the back of the pack. There is Hodges. He's still working hard. He had 3 and round him and still got the hand pass off, but the interception now. They might just work their way out. That ball's going to work well there. And a mark taken to Hildyard. Had a late Guernsey swap. Was supposed to be in the 36. Decided and said he liked the one better. Lewis. And the switch is now complete.
Yeah, just watching Matthew Nunn there, seeing how hard he worked both offensively, and just wondered if there was a turnover, would he work defensively? And boy, oh boy, did he! He's obviously got a very, very good tank. He is working his backside off for Payneham early in the game. It's now with Payneham in the back pocket, far side. They kick it short, intercepted by Sacred Heart. Now head towards the square, Collotto direction. It's a nice catch there. Is that Hartshorn again? I apologise for the difficulty in seeing for the folks at home. Hope you're getting a better view through the camera lens than we are. But we are a long way off the oval, situated in the far pocket, far end to this kick. But it's either Collotto or Hartshorn, I think.
Believe that might be Collotto there.
Collotto, yeah, both got the knees bandaged. So if it is Collotto, did miss his first shot for goal about 10 minutes. And this is a slightly worse angle, but closer to goal. See how he goes. Lays back on it. Makes no mistake about that one, the big fella. And that is his first. And that's what I talk about. The last 2 goals being scored by the big targets of Sacred Heart. So, again, without being too critical, I think probably that's what they need to think about for the third quarter when they reset at half-time. Sacred Heart perhaps need to go a little bit longer and direct than they've gone so far this quarter.
Of course, Payneham have got their own tool targets up there. They've got Hodges, they've got Wagner. So they, as of right now, are being held pretty well by their defenders. Of course, you can see just in front of us there, Smith doing a job on Hodges at the minute. Meantime, back in the centre we go. Ball comes down, ball was tapped away from Spence in the end. Giannini tried to grab hold of it. In came Rahui. Ball's now going to spill to the back. And here comes Sacred Heart the other way. Snap was out of there very quickly by Moore. Ball almost collected at half back, but instead at half forward, it's McAuliffe who snaps and sends it inside forward 50.
Again, the quick long kick under pressure, and Sacred Heart in front. LeCornu.
He's got the ball, and he's going back to have a set shot here. It's a long kick.
Only played the 5 games this year, you know. He's kicked 13 goals, so he's the one player who's averaging more than 2 goals per game amongst the 2 sides, averaging 2.6. His last 3 weeks have been really good. Let's see how he goes.
We do have the Jags Meatworth goal of the day on offer, so let's see, can he jag it here as he sets sail for home? It's going to need to be marked. In the end, it bounces through. And
give him a pump up, and that's what happens.
Out of bounds, no harm, no foul.
Well, it's plenty of harm if you're a Sacred Heart supporter. You would have been hoping for a score there.
Well, meant on the Harlan Sportal scoreboard then, but that's all right. 4-2-26, plays 1 straight.
Time gone, Lockie?
Time gone, it has just ticked 24 minutes.
So we're into time on. Payneham have been very good when the balls hit the ground in the back half of the ground. We don't have any stats available to us, but fair to say, if we did have a stat for ground ball gets, I think Payneham in the back half would be well on top.
They certainly have been. They've been good at half back. It's just they've been breached a little bit any further back from that. So when Sacred Heart are kicking over that wall, they seem to just be taking marks inside forward 50, and the ball's going to end up in the hands of Payneham here.
I think it's Giannini, Anthony Variety.
Yeah, it is.
It is, yep.
He's going to flick across. So they just wait and build up nice and slow. Jackson Martin was the intended target. Chopped off though. Fantastic grab, Rankin. And there is quarter time. He's going to have a go at it. And goalkeeper at the back. I think that's going to count.
I'll tell you what, no, I don't think it is. I think he was stiff there. The umpire heard the siren, but he actually took the mark before the siren. So
he might have played on though when he wheeled around.
He did, yeah. And that's when the umpire called get into the quarter. So he's dead set unlucky, and obviously within range. With that barrel there, he could have given Sacred Heart another goal, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. If my auntie had, she'd be my uncle. She's not. Score is in favour of Sacred Heart. They are 3 goals.
4-2-26, plays 1 straight.
4-2, is it?
Yep.
Right. The goal scorers are Harrison Boyle kicked the first for Sacred Heart, Tristan Carcuro the second, Connor Hartshorn the third, and of course Alex Collotto the fourth.
The other side as well, Wagner has a solitary Payneham goal.
Yeah, didn't get a lot of footy deep inside their forward 50, Payneham, did they? They seemed to get a lot of ball through the middle of the ground. I was impressed by their short kicking game, and again, it'll be interesting to see now that they have the breeze at their back in the second quarter, Payneham. Will they continue to play the same way? Will they continue to roll the spare back behind the Footy? All those questions, Lockie, and more to be answered in 5 minutes when we start the second quarter. How exciting.
Oh, it's finals footy. It's lovely.
Have we got an ad? We got adverts this year or not?
I believe so.
I just started doing a bit rusty. I'll come good.
Mic's on, the mic's on.
Tuned in, folks. It's quarter time here at the beautiful Sacred Heart School, and first quarter has just finished, and Sacred Heart with the breeze managed to kick 4-1 and Payneham just a solitary goal. So we're in the middle. Young fella from Payneham gets first hands to it. It goes to Jed Spence. He wheels around on his left, kicks it quickly, was intercepted by Sacred Heart. Nice switch of the play here, somewhat risky but well caught. I think that's Simons perhaps who's kicked that ball in the direction of Beau McRae. He's not able to take it, and we'll get our secondary restart 1 minute into the second quarter. Good crowd has built up to by the way. And again, if you've just joined us, there's a bit of a breeze to the far end, right-hand side, of which our cameraman is doing a superb job.
Yes, Barnaby. On the camera, doing a fantastic job out
on the cans. He's not on the cans.
I said on the camera.
Oh, right, no worries.
No, that's it's a little bit late of him, I think.
Tommy Wagner, who looked threatening a few times, the ball went in his direction the first quarter, didn't get a lot of opportunity, but he's going to have first shot on goal for Payneham. 45-degree angle. Love saying this. 45-degree angle, about 45 metres out. Left footer. Strikes it well, but geez, he's gone a little bit skinny, has he? No, what do I know? That has gone straight through the middle. He's picked the breeze beautifully. Normally for a left footer, for those new to the game at home, a left footer that far out would aim for the left post, and the natural curve of the ball would bring the ball back in. But he kicked to the right post, and that's why I thought he had no hope. But obviously read the breeze exceptionally well, and that is Tommy Wagner's second. Payneham now out to 2 goals, trailing Sacred Heart 4 goals 1.
Yeah, they are. Doing a fine job out there, Tommy Wagner, flying the flag by himself a little bit in that forward line, but I'm sure others will join him as today gets on.
Yeah.
Back in the middle we go. Tap one down there in the end by Noble on hands and knees, bottom of the pack. Ball's going to come back up.
Good lump of a lad, isn't he, Joshua Mothersole? He's only a young fella, played a little bit of footy at Norwood, 7 games this year for Norwood under 18s, but a likely size. Sacred Heart, who come first out of the middle though. Oh, Payneham Norwood Union full back in Jordan Shirley just fell over at the crucial time, and then allowed Jackson Fox to take an uncontested mark 20 metres out directly in front of goal, and they're the ones that hurt.
Yeah, they are. You never want to see that, but I'm interested to see how this kit goes. Should be no dramas for him. He's about 20 metres out, directly in front.
Yeah, he's excited about it too, the Fox. Call him the Fox, or we call him Jacko, or what's his nickname there? Lockie, any idea?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know personally.
Well, he is averaging 1.4 goals per game for the year. He's 27. Played every game this year, so it's a good achievement in itself. That's his first for the day, and Sacred Heart are out to 5 goals 1. So a quick reply from Sacred Heart from what was a promising early start from Payneham. So 1 goal apiece for the quarter. We're back into the centre. Joshua Mothersole up against Noble. Ball sharked by Sacred Heart, not cleanly though. Players throwing themselves willingly at the contest. Good umpiring so far too, I must say. Haven't heard any whinging in a quarter and a bit from any spectator. Mind you, we are a fair way away from the crowd, Lockie.
Oh, I don't know, we can see a couple of them on the hill, and no one's, or I guess the steps more than the hill, but no one's said anything.
No,
nothing that we've heard. So
that's Charlie Hildyard. If you're watching at home, he's on Play HQ with a different number, but he's wearing number 1 for Sacred Heart. Forgot his Guernsey, I believe.
Oh, that's never what you want.
Luckily, there was a number 1 spare. Colotto tried to pick it up, ends up with Payneham. And the umpire says, I'll throw it up. And throw it up he does, quickly too. No mucking around there. Good contest from Sacred Heart. Payneham. Jed Spence around the corner. He's had a fair bit of the footy early, Jed Spence.
It's great hands in there from none to get it to Spence as well.
Yeah.
Just so quick, using all that experience he's got. And played a lot of footy at Sanford level.
Yeah, their first ruck of Giannini, Spence and Nunn is pretty good, Payneham. And if they can stay fit, stay around the ball, well, they're a real chance to win this game. But they've got some work to do.
Ball comes out. Spence was in there, trying to get it in the hands and knees. Mackenzie, as he so often is, waiting behind the footy to send it forward. It's a great tackle on Viney to hold him up. Well done in there by Sanderson. Ball gets thrown back. Well done, Noble. That time does win the ruck. Tap decides to go boundary side with it. He's dominating in the ruck so far. He's a Sacred Heart big man. Meantime, Mackenzie comes floating across. Speaking of dominating, and takes a pretty good mark.
Yeah.
Thought there was going to be a little bit of contact then, so I'm glad he got away with that.
Yeah, probably the best kick in the league, and that's no exception, that one. That gives you some sort of understanding of what his left foot is like, and the luxury of being able to play him behind the ball is a terrific win for Payneham. So it's now Tommy Wagner who kicks the ball long in the top of the square. Plenty of numbers there for Payneham. Oh, quick kick under pressure, ends up with a point. Quite see who that was, but quick kick out from Sacred Heart, go wide to the pocket. Now they're in trouble because they brought the ball back inboards, and Taj Rahui in a fantastic position to intercept. Kicked 10 goals this season, so the goals are no foreigner to him. Loads that one up to the top of the square, hoping for a catch. No one able to mark it, but a good forward pressure from Payneham gives them a good scoring opportunity if they can lock the ball in the front half. And again, if you're sitting behind the play here, you can see that their whole side is pressed up the ground, Payneham, trying to hold the ball in the front half. They get first hands on the ball. A lot of players calling for holding the ball, and the umpires rewarded that with a free kick to Sacred Heart, and they'll get the chance to reset.
Ball fisted away, grabbed almost, and then flicked out the back. McAuliffe there able to give a hand pass across, and then Hilliard, the tap was clever. He might get it back here. Ball was more on the ground than what he would have wanted, and through comes Campbell instead. Decides to load up at the back there. Viney might still make it work. Has to get through one. Gives it across. Hodges, well worked goal.
No, missed.
Oh, he missed.
He missed right in front. Under a bit of pressure, in fairness to Hodges.
Oh, I'd marked it down. That's my apologies there. 5-2-32. Payneham 2-2-14. That's on the Sport on Hahn scoreboard. Hahn, a zero carb. Ultra zero carb. How refreshing and how good that's going to be after a long, hard day at the office. But for me and you and the players, we'll all go in and have one, I'm imagining.
Sounds like a good plan. Like, you're partial to just one beer each weekend, so I'm looking forward to that every hour. And we not drinking at the moment, so I've been able to put a few away. Sacred Heart now come out, quickly play on from the far side, long kick, heads towards the wing. No one able to mark that. Plenty of numbers of people looking for a bit of shade under the beautiful gum trees on the eastern side of Sacred Heart School ground. And what a factory it's been for young footballers, this school. Amazing record over the last 10 years.
Certainly has been. Speaking of Sacred Heart, here they come forward now.
Karkiro
did well, got himself a goal already today. He's probably too far out this time to score. So Karkiro turns, sends it inside forward 50, floating across. There was Boyle, but Payneham should get it out. None. He's got three around him, so just has to go backwards. Mackenzie then starts to link up with Shirley. Shirley trying to turn his way out. Had to go across back to Mackenzie, and Mackenzie, last line of defence, turns it over. Oh no. And Moore's got the mark.
You don't often see that. Brad Mackenzie missed with the kick. That is a first, and that's the commentator's curse right there. Only 2 minutes ago I was pumping his tyres up, Lockie. Telling you it was the best kick in the competition, and he's just kicked it straight down the opposition's throat.
That one wasn't one of his better kicks, so everyone's due a mistake.
Yep, okay, well, Ethan Moore, he's got a chance to make him pay. Might be a bit far out. Holds up in the breeze. And the umpire has paid a free kick. To Payneham, they come quickly this side of the ground. 1v1. Kerrish for Sacred Heart. And Mac Haynes for Payneham Norwood Union. Quite often uses a tagger, Mac Haynes. Not sure he's got that role today. Mackenzie is definitely setting himself up as the spare in the back half, though. 2, 4, 5, 6. So they are still playing with a 7-man defence, Payneham, even though they have the breeze.
Rahui this time gets it out, bouncing footy in front of Wagner. He had to turn quickly away from the boundary line. He might not have turned in time. And he didn't turn in time. He ran it over and out, so it's going to be thrown back in. The middle school side of the ground.
Yeah, considering we have the new rule about last possession, we have had quite a few boundary throw-ins today, haven't we?
Now we have, of course, has to be a disposal when it crosses the line for last possession. Doesn't count if you run it out.
No, that's correct.
Well, now, Campbell was trying to get it forward. Rahui, he's bowled over almost on hands and knees there. Sparkle, who's dived on top of there. Fantastic tackle by Kerrish.
Been impressed by Jacob Campbell so far. First time I've had the opportunity to see him play. He's a real terrier, isn't he?
Yeah, he had a really good game up at Glenunga a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
But, yeah, they weren't able to get the chocolates on that occasion.
He's a chance to get this one too. Couldn't quite catch it. Sacred Heart first of the ball on the ground though. Opportunity one-on-one for Hartshorn. Can't take it. Race on for the quick slow. They've got numbers here, Sacred Heart. Not sure they'll be able to affect the goal here. Oh, well. That was, A, very difficult for us to see because I've got spectators blocking my view. But B, a bit of a comedy show, really.
Talk about defending though. Managed to block that footy then. I believe it was Scrimmager. I'm not quite sure, to be honest, who it was, but it was fantastic work from whoever put the block on to stop that goal from going through.
Yeah, good work from Brandon Jackson-Martin as well, back for Payneham. Mentioned his performance last week against Golden Grove.
He seems to have found a little bit of a home back there, I think.
Yeah. And, well, if you're familiar with Burke's backyard, mate, on that side of the ground, he's found a home amongst the gum trees with lots of plum trees. Sacred Heart. Hands on the footy, an opportunity here. It'll have to be a good kick. Oh! The contender almost for mark of the day. Just couldn't quite hang on to it in the end. Now it's the ex-skipper of Payneham, John Giannini, who has the footy. Not much forward for him to look at, so decides he'll drill it in long, but it's all
down as well.
Sacred Heart. Right, down well behind the footy too. Trainer Linda from Payneham shooting out to have a look at him. He's a worry though, Brad McKenzie. No problems there. He'll get up and continue playing. Of course, got a pretty significant lawn mowing round in the eastern suburbs, so it's own business with his father. So we expected to work on Monday, so he wouldn't want to be getting injured.
No injuries, no excuse for time off. Well done. Oh, floating over the top then. He's Caliotto, but he wasn't able to take a mark, so he just turns and sends it back inside forward 50. Punch away.
Well done, McKenzie. Sacred Heart
back involved again. 5 says we're going to have a ball up.
Yeah.
Just waiting now for the Rocks to make their decisions and players to see where they are. Hodges then slaps it down. Ball might work its way out. The snap on goal. Missed.
Tell you what, he made the goal umpire work for it though.
Yeah, he did. He certainly did.
That was Bo McRae. It's his first score for the game. 1 point. Hasn't played much footy either this year. He's had 5 games in the A's, 2 in the B's and 1 in the C's. Coming back off a knee injury. Sacred Heart will be pleased to have him back in the side. So we come into the corridor, Sacred Heart, looking for the coach, Alex Collotto. He's got an option short in Cameron Rankin. He's had a very good year, Cameron Rankin. He's been the best players 10 out of 15 times, but that kick's not great for them. It ends up with Jed Spence. He goes beautifully down the corridor. The race on here, 2v1 Payneham, but again, Sacred Heart good enough when the ball hit the ground, so almost the opposite of what we saw in the first quarter. Now they wheel into the corridor. Plenty of numbers free, but that kick just wasn't good enough and ended up with Paynham's Mac Haynes. He gives it off to McKenzie. Let's see what he does with that kick. That's a beauty. Giannini lays it off. Into the corridor now they go. Jed Spence working his backside off. Left footer. Look for a switch of play. He's a right footer. Of course he is. That's a beautiful kick though. And well taken by, or a good handball received by Nunn, and he lays it off short, and I reckon that might be Tommy Wagner again, is it? He's the danger man. Yeah, he's the danger man for Payneham at the moment. If it is, yeah, it is. He's kicked 2. This will be his 3rd scoring opportunity, and well, he is the only man who scored a goal so far for Payneham Norwood Union, or as they're known, PNU. Let's see how the kick goes. Left footer. No problems whatsoever. Almost identical position to his last goal. Last goal. He was a little bit closer to goal, but makes no mistake with that one. And, well, he's been in the best players 8 times this year, so for a key forward, that tells you that he has had some sort of year. So, very, very good player for Payneham is Tommy Wagner, and that is his third. How far into the quarter are we, Lockie?
Just was about to tell you then on the Sport on Hahn scoreboard, it's 3-2-20. It's shock, however, they lead this one 5-3-33, so Tommy Wagner really keeping them in it here. Payneham, we are 16 minutes in to the second quarter. Margin of 13 points. There's still plenty of footy to be played here. Of course, still got a half a game to go. Ball goes down.
Change in the ruck for Payneham too, by the way. Looks like Jack Hodges, who does tend to give Joshua Mothersole a bit of a spell every now and again, has gone into the ruck, and he'll be up against Brad Noble.
Of course, we're here for Filming Footy and Sporting Interactive as well. Fantastic to bring you Division 1 finals. Meantime, Hilliard! Yeah, that's pretty good.
Got all the answers at the moment, Sacred Heart. Whenever Payneham score, they score back quickly, and that's the sign of a very good side. So, yeah, good response from Sacred Heart. Yet to score 2 goals in a row, Payneham. So, scoreboard now shows what, Lockie?
It shows 6-3-39 plays. I believe that's 3-2-20 there. We're 17 minutes in. That's on the Sport on Hahn scoreboard. So 19-point advantage. And as you just mentioned, anytime they get near them, they're able to find a relieving goal just to pop the pressure a little bit. Sacred Heart.
Yeah, it looks like both sides gone 6-on-6 in the front and back half of the ground now. So no spares for either side as Hodges gets clear hand on that one in the centre square. Heads towards the forward line, but no one able to take the ball cleanly. And interesting that looks like Mackenzie is now picking up Connor Hartshorn, who's one of the better forwards for Sacred Heart, so he'll make him accountable.
They'll lose Mackenzie's ability to float off if he goes on him, which will probably hurt Payneham a little bit as well.
Yeah, Haynes it is from Payneham, kicks long and direct. No one able to take the ball, hits the deck. Plenty of numbers around this contest. And if you can see that at home, well, I'll tell you what, you're in a better position than we are here.
Wagner's fantastic tackle that was.
Been good, Tommy Wagner. He's holding up the Payneham Norwood Union front half of the ground. They need...
He's won himself a free kick.
He has. And, well, he's kicked his last 2 goals from this side of the ground, and each one has been progressively closer. So I'm not a punter as such, Lockie, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to put the first beer tonight on this. So you're backing him to miss, and I'm backing him to kick it.
I hope he kicks it either way.
Oh, there it is. Can you believe that, Lockie? I was just starting to taste that first Hahn, and bang. How the hell did he miss from there? I've got no idea.
Of course, Hahn Ultra Zero. How good is Hahn? Can't wait for one of them after tonight's match.
Well, that was a bad miss from Payneham's perspective. They're behind 3 goals.
Catalano, meantime, on the wing, got it back towards Spence, who's waiting at the back of the pack. That ball's going to bounce inside forward 50, turning. There's Nunn trying to work his way through. Sparkle.
Yeah, I wonder whether Sacred Heart are putting a little bit of effort into Nunn now. You would assume they would. He looks like he has gone forward at the moment.
Well, Mackenzie and Nunn, they're smooth movers that are able to start that transition play, so it would make sense if they did that.
Yep.
Ball, meantime, and, well, in a contest, really, no one able to get it out.
Well, Haynes is quite often used in that capacity for Paynham's, and I'm not sure who would do it from a Sacred Heart perspective, but we'll see if we can get a closer look on that and let you know. But Bo it is that comes out of the middle for Sacred Heart, and that is an example of last possession out, and we'll have a free kick
Just having a look, scrimmages down there. I think he's ended up with some kind of dirt on his arm. He's trying to rub it off.
Right. Brandon Jackson Martin, long down the line. All spills to the boundary line. A little bit of a lull in the game the last couple of minutes. We need some excitement to get the crowd. The crowd's been pretty quiet, very well behaved down in this neck of the woods. But, no animosity towards the umpires at all, which is terrific to see. Sacred Heart now. First hands on the footy. Can they take this cleanly? They do. Nice take. And again, now they come through the corridor. Can he hit this last kick? He doesn't, but it's good enough. Got an opportunity there. Yes! I reckon that's the coach. Collotto, it is. That's his second, Alex Collotto. Or third. That's his third, actually. So he is, again, proving quite a handful for the Payneham defence and does have a fair height advantage on Jordan Shirley, who looks like his main matchup there. Come back to you on that one. What happens after a goal? Nobody wants to go near him because they don't want anyone to know that they were actually standing him at the time. But it's not. It's actually Brandon Jackson Martin who, wow, he's given away a lot of experience and a lot of size to Alex Collotto. I'm not sure that's the matchup that best suits. But anyway, here they go. Payneham off the half-back. Lovely kick. But again, they've been forced a little bit wide in the front half of the ground this quarter, Payneham, and as a consequence haven't really been able to impact the scoreboard. They've scored 2 goals for the quarter, but given the breeze at the back and as at their back, you would have liked to see them a little bit more direct. Now Sacred Heart have got it. It's Moore through the corridor. That was Lecornu. Hearts on. More. Plenty of numbers there for Sacred Heart. We'll still end up with the footy. Could this be a shot on goal? Very unselfishly. I reckon he could have had a shot. Heads it towards Simons. He can't take it. Payneham got the numbers now. Spence. It's a none. Gee, they work hard, don't they, defensively? The Payneham Norwood Union. Good example for midfielders who want to watch. They're 2 prime on ballers deep back in the back 50 there, Payneham, to try and give them a release. But this time, Collotto it is that falls over, and Jordan Shirley stands his ground, handballs the ball off. Looks like he's hurt himself a little bit in that contest, so we'll keep an eye on that because he has got his knee fairly heavily bandaged.
He's staying on for the moment.
Yeah, I think he's okay. He's limping very noticeably. I think he's picking up Darcy Lecornu. So,
cool. Now bounces. Here come Payneham through the middle. None. His kick is towards half forward. There's a couple coming out though. 3 on 2 quickly becomes a 3 on 3. Nicely grabbed and trapped by Giannini.
He's come into the game this quarter, John Giannini.
He has. Ball now inside forward 50. Sitting at the back though. Wagner unable to take a grab as he so often has today. Minavini. He's trying to drill it, just work it forwards, but unable to. Ball now going to go up.
Yeah, so at least in the corridor here for Payneham in the front half of the ground, they really would like to see a goal result from this. They've set up defensively well behind the footy here and ends up beautifully with Jed Spence, but just couldn't quite keep it on line. But a good example of playing a bit better corridor footy there, resulting in a score on goal, or shot on goal, I should say.
So going to be brought in now by Brinkworth. Brinkworth turns, sends it up the line. Oh, well done, Hodges. Was just waiting and took a nice mark in the hole.
Be a chance to make it from there, I reckon.
Hodges decides to load up and send it back from where it came. Brinkworth's there. Viney was closing quickly. Ball goes over and is it behind. So now on the Hahn and the Sportal scoreboard, we now read 7-3 plays 3-5. It is, at the minute, a shock lead of 22 points. We're going to bounce back on a disappointing end to the year and a disappointing result last week as well.
Yeah, they would have been a little bit nervous coming in today, given their track record in finals last year and this year. They were a fair way down against Port Districts, 48 points at one stage last week, but fought back late in the game to make it a bit more respectable. But that's the beauty of finishing high on the ladder. You get a chance to have a home final when you lose. So a little bit like Port Adelaide, isn't it, for next week? And they have won themselves a free kick here. A little bit of argy-bargy going on over the far side. It's Payneham will have the free kick. A few of the players upset about some of the attention that's been dished out. Now, is it McKenzie? It is McKenzie. I don't know what he was doing all the way up there, but I guess that's a good example of the forward press. Now, I'll back him from here, Lockie. The left footer. Beautiful kick. Oh, my godfather. He's missed.
Keep getting a little bit unlucky.
Absolutely missed. I'm not going to call him from now on. Heavy rotation off the bench, Sacred Heart. Deliberately going out that side of the ground because it's a far away from us to be able to see it, but that kick's not the greatest, and Payneham will have another opportunity here.
No, it's gone over the fence out there, and a good Samaritan's gone and grabbed it.
It's almost ended up on Brighton Road. Mackenzie's going to have another shot here. This time he goes shorter. I think it's maybe Giannini Anthony variety that's got it. Or Mac Haynes. Hard to see. Whoever it is goes...
None,
was it? Oh, it doesn't matter because the ball's been marked by Sacred Heart. Good catch. Now they go this side of the ground looking for players short, nothing on. Payneham defence is very solid behind the ball here. No loose players for Sacred Heart to kick to. They're going to have to go long. They do. In contest in the air, but Simons from Sacred Heart gets it first. Wheels around the corner, puts the ball in the air. Payneham now through Matt Knight, hits it, but again the defence of Sacred Heart standing up under the pressure.
Yeah, they've been good, Sacred Heart.
Yeah, their backline's been good this quarter.
Defensively, yeah. And across the entire ground, to be fair, but that backline, Payneham have had more entries than they did in the first quarter. I mean, I know we don't have stats. Meantime, ball's going to fly. I'll finish off that thought in a minute. Ball's going to get towards the boundary line, and it does go over and out. I
wonder if we could make them up. Would the people at home know?
Let's not try, because I reckon some would.
Johnny Kernahan's probably sitting at home with a pen and paper recording every inside 50, and he's going to pull me up if I go with the wrong mail, Lockie. So I'll just stick to the facts. The facts are Hodges gets first hand on the ball. No one can take it cleanly. It ends up Sacred Heart, first opportunity. Good pressure from Payneham. A lot of numbers around the footy. And this probably suits Sacred Heart. They've got a fair advantage, 7-3 to 3-5. If they could hold that going into half-time, they'd be pretty happy with that. Oh, as if on cue. Lockie, as if on cue, it is half-time here at the football factory known as Sacred Heart College. And the scoreboard reflects a reasonable lead to Sacred Heart. They are 7-3.
7-3-45, Payneham 3-6-24 on the Hahn and the Sportal scoreboard.
We will take a break and give you all at home a chance to take a breather, have a wee stop, refresh your drink, get up and stretch your legs, and we'll see you after the ads. Welcome back, folks. It's half time here at Sacred Heart College in what's been a reasonably entertaining first half. The scores at half time are Sacred Heart Old Collegians 7 goals 3 to Payneham Norwood Union 3 goals 6, and both sides have had an opportunity to kick with the win, and Sacred Heart were able to effectively win both quarters, both with and against the win. Your thoughts so far, Lockie?
Well, they're up against it now, Payneham, because they want to be playing next week. Of course, the winner of this will play the loser of the Glenunga and the winner of this will play the loser of the Glenunga and the Sacred Heart, not Sacred Heart, sorry, Port Districts game. And then, obviously, the winner of that game this afternoon at Webbo will go straight through to the grand final.
We'll try and get a score for our
I will have
viewers.
a look in a minute, yep. I will have a look in a minute.
So, a lot riding on both games, obviously, but for the loser of this one, it is Curtin. So I'd expect to see a little bit of a response from Payneham. What can they do differently? Well, I think in the first quarter when they defended quite well, and we were a little bit surprised that Sacred Heart didn't go a little bit more direct. So they did play a spare behind the ball, and Sacred Heart manned up. So it was a little bit more congested in the front half of the ground for Sacred Heart. But avenues to goal are proving pretty difficult for Payneham. They've only had the one goal scorer to this stage, and that is Tom Wagner, who's kicked all three. Missed a quite easy shot for what would have been his fourth and an incredible half of footy, but he has 3 goals 1, and they have 3 goals 6, but they need to make a little bit better return from some of their forward entries. And if there to be any chance of winning this game, they'll need to hold Sacred Heart pretty firm and perhaps even bridge back the gap, I think, by a goal. And if they can go in at three-quarter time, only 2 goals down, you'd give them a chance, Lockie.
Absolutely would. Just having a look now, the score at Webb Oval, 12-4-76, plays Port Districts 2-4-16.
Wow.
So Glenunga being how they are, they've obviously come out and dominated the play. You'd say the winner this week will be travelling up to Largs Bay, or potentially somewhere else. They decide to have that at a neutral venue, the prelim final. But it'll probably be against Port District. That's the point I'm trying to get at.
Yes, well, no surprise there. Perhaps a little bit of a surprise in the margin, but Glenunga being the number one side all year, back-to-back medalists in Abe Davis. Heard a little rumour that he may be the playing coach there next year. Just one for our viewers at home to mull over.
Lovely bloke.
Yeah, so all things going well for the Glenunga Football Club in season 24. They'll be looking to redeem themselves from last year, but for Payneham, it is here and now, and it needs to be laid on the turf in the first 15 minutes of this third quarter if they are to be any chance to win this game. They cannot afford to let Sacred Heart kick the first or second goal of this quarter.
Of course, we're brought to you by Filming Footy and Sports Interactive. We've got the scoreboard, Sportle and Hahn, of course, Hahn Ultra Zero Carb, great taste, Ultra Zero Carb, how good. Of course, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a brilliant game of footy as well. Just excited for what potentially is going to be the second half of, well, the last half of someone's season here. Who it's going to be, margin's still probably, you know, it's in the balance. It's not certainly done yet. Sacred Heart, despite their dominance, haven't put Payneham away. A lot of that is down to the good work off their half-back line and Tommy Wagner up forward, who's been crucial, I think.
Well, I think Payneham need to get Harrison Viney into the game, don't they? As a second key forward there, behind Tommy Wagner, yet to impact the scoreboard, and they probably just need to see him try and clunk a few this quarter. Their on ballers have been pretty good. No surprise there. Matty Nunn and Jed Spence and Anthony Giannini all playing their part, but it's just been their inability to be able to score when they've gone forward with just the 3 goals for the half. So again, if they had if that was 6-3, they'd only be a goal behind. So scoring shots, they only had 1 less scoring shot than Sacred Heart if you look at the positives. So they would certainly be thinking they're still well and truly in this contest. So we are looking forward to a cracking second half here in the sunshine under the gum trees.
Oh, I cannot wait for this second half. Of course, some of our other sponsors as well, filming Footy Stars with team plus individual statistics. You can watch your highlights and analyse your opponents. All statistics are compiled by a complete playlist package with vision to match. Dartfish as well. Video analyst solutions for improved sports performance. And we've got the Snag of the Day on offer as well, which is sponsored by Jags Meatworth. The winner's going to receive a voucher, and if they've got time, they can go in store, and I'm sure they'll make the time to go in store and pick up their kilogram worth of gourmet sausages.
Oh, yes.
And who is going to jag the Jag Snag of the day?
The Jag Snag, indeed.
Who have you got ahead?
Well, the Jag Snag, I tell you what, Tommy Wag might kick a bag to get the Jag Snag of the day. He's
got a few to pick from.
He has indeed. And I think I liked his first goal when I think I called that it was going to miss. And he obviously knew the breeze very well here and was probably close to 50 out. It's probably my favourite goal of the day. Yours, Lockie?
Yeah, I was going to say very similar. I think that goal was excellent as well. Yeah, I mean, he knew the conditions better than both of us because he started it in a really odd position.
Tell you what, food, the barbecue looks pretty good here. Some people walking past us with some gourmet barbecue looking rolls, mate, making me a little bit hungry, but thank you for bringing the marshmallows along today, Lockie.
No worries, you're more than welcome.
How do we get the crowd in front of us to move so we can see the game? That's going to be the question. So I'm not sure whether Barnaby can get a shot of this, Barnaby, but we can just zero the camera down a little bit and show the people at home how we're trying to call this game with 10 people standing directly in front of us blocking our entire view. So again, we appreciate the clubs who give us great access, but this is very difficult conditions to try and see the game. May have to try and stand up.
It's like Noble.
Excuse me, guys. Can I get you move? Cheers. All right, ball's underway. Noble gets first hands on the ball, goes forward for Sacred Heart, ends up with Moore. He goes to Bow now on the left foot. A little bit too much salt on that kick, although it's still in the forward pocket. Handball goes still with Sacred Heart. He comes back into the corridor. Left foot kick. Oh, it's been well marked by Payneham. I don't know if I called play on there, did he? He did call. Must have been touched off the boot. And really promising first forward entry from Sacred Heart.
Ball goes up. Tap down that time. It looked like Mothersall did win the tap. Spence is there. He's then immediately grabbed. Well done. Excellent tackle by Moore to stop him from going anywhere. Ball's going to come up again.
Bo McRae's had a nice start to the quarter, hasn't he? Has a couple of strong touches. He certainly.
I thought he ended the second quarter as well pretty strongly.
Yeah, he's a strong character. Again, hasn't played a lot of footy this year. So an opportunity here for Sacred Hearts in the corridor. Someone's kicked it quickly and it's been marked fortuitously, I would suggest, by Tommy McDermott. He's had a pretty good year, Tommy McDermott. 7 times in the best players from 19 games. Not sure whether he's the son of Chris McDermott, is he? Someone will tell us from Sacred Heart whether he's Chris's lad, but he's having first shot on goal from the second half and pretty much the exact spot that Tommy Wagner had all 3 of his shots, this side of the oval. So I expect to see a little bit of left to right with the breeze. He's a left footer and he has unfortunately butchered that badly.
Yeah, he just kind of hooked it when he kicked it. It looked a little bit.
Put his foot across too early, Lockie. In hindsight, he didn't point his toe at the target.
You're a former coach, so what are your suggestions here for Payneham to try and work their way back into this one?
Well, if you go back to the first quarter, which is what you need to do because they're going the same direction, they were quite good defensively, if you remember, in the first quarter. It was just, they loaded up in the back half, they're prepared to play the short game, but they just didn't have much punch when they went forward. So I think they may need to think about releasing that spare player behind the footy and going 6-on-6 in front of the ball and trying to score. It's all well and good trying to shore up the opposition, but I think they're going to have to score more than 3 goals this half to win. Well, they are going to need to score more than 3 goals because they are 3 goals behind.
Arden sits at 3.5 goals, 21 points. Of course, it's on the Sport on Harm scoreboard. We've mentioned it already, but we're both looking forward to having a Hahn after this one.
Yeah, a little bit of push and shove back here with Brandon Smith from Sacred Heart up against Jack Hodges.
Fascinating battle that's been all day. Ball comes back in, kind of bouncing, and no one able to get that one out, although I think the whistle's gone.
Trying to see where Viney is playing. Oh, yeah, he's deep. Yep.
Kerish.
Yeah, Kerish.
Looks one way, then the other, and then decides he's going to load up and send it inside forward 50. Big pack forming. Ball falls down in the front. They're trying to work hard, and Scrimshaw goes in there, but no one able to really separate that pack.
Well, I like it. They're much more direct. I'm talking about from Sacred Heart's perspective. They're much more direct than they were in the first quarter, aren't they? They're really hitting it inside the corridor there, and you just need to make sure that when they get a reset that they can hold the ball in. They do this well through Brooks. He kicks it around the corner. That's a good catch by, I think it's Jackson Foxy. He loads up, heads towards that right-hand post. Just need to kick one off the deck here. Beau McRae a chance. So they are peppering the goals at the moment. Inside 50s, well, I reckon that's about 4 or 5 to none from Payneham. Mackenzie ends up with Giannini. Nunn into the corridor. Nice. Wagner with the left foot. Switches the play beautifully to Jackson Kristanzik. He now lowers his eyes. I think that's Jacob Campbell. Got a free kick. Nice. Oh, that free kick didn't need to do that, Sacred Heart. He lets him know too, Jacob Campbell, and it's opened up an opportunity here for Jackie Hodges. I'm not sure. He's turned his back on the play, so he obviously thinks he can make the distance okay. Fairly significant angle. He'll take his best kick. What do you think, Lockie?
I really like the way he goes about it. I think this one, well, he's going to have to bend it back, but he might be in the running. He might give Wagner a little bit of trouble with the Jags, snag of the day.
Yeah, well, he hasn't got one for the day. He's 24 for the year. Not sure about the drop. The kick looks good off the boot. It is! That is Jackie Hodges' first, and that is Payneham's first for the half. And more importantly, it is their fourth for the game and puts them now a little bit closer.
Well, they desperately needed that one, didn't they? And now, we've said it all day, anytime they've gotten close, of course the scoreboard now 7-4-46 plays 4-6-30, Sportle and Hahn. Thank you very much for bringing us the scoreboard today.
Well, it's can they get 2 in a row, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
it is.
the challenge for them, because every time they've got a goal, Sacred Heart have been able to get one back straight away. And so good sides need to put multiple goals. If they're to win this, they need this next goal.
Ball comes down. Well, they won the ruck tap, although the clearance looks like it might just go the way here of Shock. Good tackle. Ball spilt. Spence trying to charge his way through. Now off half back, what can Payneham do? Ball sits. Hodges is there. He's turned his opponent. But his opponent ended up winning out in the end. That was Smith. Oh, well done, Kristanzik, taken to ground. And the umpire says we're going to have a ball up.
Yeah, that was interesting. Let it go a fair way there. If you watched the game last night, the umpires were blowing the whistle very quickly on a tackle, making sure blokes didn't get hurt. But the Adelaide Footy League umpire let it go there. Not the greatest throw. Ends up with Giannini. He's tackled high by McRae though. The umpire's rightly giving him a free kick. There's this opportunity to go second time inside 50. Viney has one hand at it, can't catch it, and ends up with Jed Spence. They are directly in front of goal, about 50 metres out now, Payneham. If they can score here, well, we've got game on.
All down, Noble, he did well. No one able to really clear it out at the minute, although Campbell was going for a bit of a run. He was dragged down. The umpire says we're going to have a ball up. Aldermere was ready to go. Ball goes up. Mothersole was just almost unopposed then as Minavini wraps up Boyle. We're going to have another ball up. Umpire throws this one aloft. The ruck's re-engaged. Noble this time wins it out. Gives it across. McRae's there. He's tackled.
Well, you can sense that the pressure's gone up a notch, hasn't it? Mm-hmm. Both sides understand the next 5 minutes are pretty important in the context of this game. We've got game on here. The crowd's lifted a little bit.
Next goal, vital.
The hairs are standing up on the back of my neck. Can Payneham get a second one? Gee, have a look at the tackle pressure from Beau McCreary there. We've had 5 restarts in a 10-metre radius because players from both sides are cracking in extremely hard here. Can the ball get out the open? Not on this opportunity. And again, behind the footy, looked pretty good, Payneham. Set up well defensively. Nice hit into space. He'll be first to the ball. Hodges, can he take it cleanly? Pushes the ball out. It's all Sacred Heart though, Kerrish. Quickly taken around the corner. Viney, an opportunity! Viney, well, we spoke about him only 5 minutes ago and said if they're going to win this game, he's going to have to step up, and step up he has. Cometh the man, cometh the hour. Harrison Viney going to go around the corner with this kick too. He's inside the 10-metre square. He's changed his mind, has he? No, he is going to go around the corner. And he has kicked his first for the game, and more importantly for Payneham, he has kicked their second in a row. They are now out to 5 goals 6 to 7 goals 3, and well, you know what? It just goes to show you sometimes one little act can start an avalanche, and the unnecessary push in the back advantage free kick given away by Sacred Heart 5 minutes ago cost them a goal. Now Payneham have got 2 in a row. They're now only trailing by 9 points, and they're going into the breeze. They'll be coming home with the breeze. I said if they could stay or get to within 2 goals at 3/4 time, it's game on. Well, let me tell you, Lockie, it's game on.
It is game on right now. Here we go. The margin less than 2 goals. Back in the middle we go. Giannini, they're running hot at the minute, Payneham. The Falcons well and truly flying, although at the back that's a pretty strong grab. Dewhurst.
They've lifted, haven't they, Payneham? They've lifted.
Pressure right back on Shock at the minute. What can the Blue Wave do? It's over the top. What a grab. Wow. Flying, and Boyle. Boy, oh boy, did he fly. Meantime, it's now in the hands of Jackson Martin, who's going to sit. Giving across. Boyle this time decides to hook it inside, asking for one of his teammates to fly too. Heavy collision. Down it goes. Little hand pass across Jackson Martin. Jackson Martin, the little check side. Rolling footy collected by Campbell. And now through the centre they come. They are streaming at the minute. Well done defensively, Lewis.
Yeah, he was lucky there because I think Harrison Viney might have been the better option. He's hot at the moment. They could have gone to him one-on-one. Anyway, they didn't. And we are on the centre wing and we'll get another ball up. But, well, no question, Payneham have lifted. And this is where Sacred Heart need to be able to lift and go with them. Let's have a look. Plenty of numbers around this contest again. Giannini, he's been busy for Payneham this quarter. Spoken about their celebrated midfield, but Joshua Mothersole doing a good job in the ruck too for a young fella. Up against a pretty combative opponent in Brad Noble. See, Noble got the size, goes with the left hand in the direction of Kerrish, takes it beautifully, weaves his way through traffic. Just probably went a little bit too far. Had a crack with the left foot, and it's the first score for the quarter for Sacred Heart, is it?
No, it's going to be the second score. 7-5 now, plays 5-6.
Righto. Mackenzie short. They play on now, Payneham, out the far side. Beautiful mark. Is that Wagner, I think, maybe out the far side? Looks like.
Yeah, it is.
Playing. Geez, a good catch, isn't he?
Plays well, able to lead. Really easy to kick to as a midfielder.
Works hard too. I mean, he's marking that, at centre-half back. Viney has a crack at that. It's out into space here. Hodges, can he take it cleanly? He can't. 2 on 2. 3. Simons comes, goes one way, goes the other, goes back the way he came. Left foot round the corner. Oh! My Godfather, Tommy Wagner is on fire with the mark of the day. Quickly with the left foot, looking for Viney and Hodges. Viney nearly. Ball forward. Payneham a chance here. Well tackled. Now, that's Sacred Heart. Able to relieve the pressure. Well, the last 5 minutes have been exhilarating. From Payneham, the game has stepped up a level. Here they go again. Matty Nunn, look at the pace on the veteran. Beautiful. Sizes the moment up beautifully. But in best position was Joey Lewis.
He's done that twice now in the last couple of attacks. Really, really important as Simons this time decides to load it up towards the wing. Collected. Well done. Smith. Well, he's got a problem. Ball meantime flicked across and now back towards Simons. And Simons, Rahui was there. Bang, clinging off of him. And it's got to be holding the ball. And he lets him know about it too.
Well, he's done it a couple of times, hasn't he? He's gone one way, then he's gone back the other way, and it becomes too predictable, the opposition.
Ball meantime finds its way inside forward 50 and Spence will line up. We mentioned it, best on ground last week. Won himself a pair of Archies for that.
Well, been in the best players 8 times this year, actually, in 16 games, so he's had a terrific year. He's kicked 12 goals for the season. Hasn't got one today. I'd like to see one out of him today, Lockie, and this would be 3 in a row for the quarter. Ooh, you can almost smell victory in the air if he gets this one.
Well, can they overrun him with the wind at their backs in the last?
Can they make the distance, man? I don't think he'll make the distance.
He sets it up instead, so you're right there. Good call, was inside and it dropped short. Ball fired out now towards the waiting pack, and now they'll give it across. Here they go. The kick. Big fist came over the top. Back inside from where it came. Viney's got to go. He does. Sits. Collected at the back. Noble's got to work it. He does and decides to flick it towards the outer side. And McAuliffe takes it and he's off. One bounce. Then he stops. Might give it inside. Decides to take another as well. Kick over the top. And a great grab.
Yeah, it's been taken by Darcy LaCornu. They go now deep the top of the square looking for Colotto. Goes over the top. Dog spills to the ground. Sacred Heart quick off the ground. Wow, that's hit the right-hand goalpost for their 3rd point for the quarter. Or 4th, is it? That's 7-7. 3rd point for the quarter, so 7-6. But just the last forward entry for Payneham, I thought they had a great opportunity to score there, but their forwards were just too deep, too far away from the contest, and Sacred Heart were able to lead with some really good defensive play. But now we've got to turn over for Sacred Heart. Bo McRae takes the ball. He's well tackled, and no question Payneham have lifted their game this quarter.
Yeah, this is red hot footy now. Ball thrown back in, tapped down. Hodges was waiting, fired back, and I think it's going to go.
Free kick, I think, off the contest.
It's coming back. Yep. So a free kick for Payneham. Looks like Spence there. Spence decides to load up and send it across the ground, in the middle of the ground rather.
He's having a quarter, isn't he? Giannini.
He is all over it. Leading up there is Sparkle. Sparkle grabs the ball. It's going to be a free kick inside forward 50 for Payneham.
Wow, what was that one for?
I don't know. I just saw the signal from the umpire pointing directions, but Wagner's got the footy. And
it wasn't a after disposal free kick. It was a free kick from a hold in the front half of the ground then. Is that what you're thinking? I'm
thinking again. Didn't see the signal made by the umpire. Just saw the direction he pointed.
Right.
And 25.
Oh my God, Father. Sacred Heart. Well, just some of the things they're doing this quarter are going to prove costly in the context of this game.
Bang! Right into the netting, and that is a goal. Tommy Wagner adds his 5th for the contest, I believe. 4th for the contest. Well done. And I tell you what, that is a vital goal. We do, yes. Of course, on the Sportle and Hahn scoreboard, 7-6 plays 6-6, and Payneham, despite leading by 21 points at half-time, have had this margin pegged back over the 17 minutes we've got in this quarter.
Drink responsibly, of course, like gambling. Must do it responsibly, Lockie.
Yes, of course, always responsibly. We at the Adelaide Footy League believe that. That's a very important message.
Well, we're back in the middle. Interestingly, it looks like Colotto's put himself into the ruck now. Is it Colotto in the ruck? Seeing that? Yes, it is. He goes with left hand. Bo McRae's his target. Hits him. Not able to effect a real clear, concise disposal though. And Payneham's defence is terrific. So we'll get a secondary ball up here in the middle of the ground. Again, Colotto gets handled out in the space beautifully. No one able to take the footy. It ends up with Cameron Rankin. He goes around the corner long, Oh, this is a nice shark off the ground. Oh, unfortunately for Charlie Hilliard, he pulled that right across the ground, and that's going to actually be a free kick for last disposal. Wasn't able to score at all, so that's crucial, isn't it? When you even a point would have been a hold up a play, but Payneham now have it in the back pocket. They've had all the answers this quarter.
Ball goes up, Jackson Martin diving in like a rock star. Wasn't able to quite hold the mark though. Might work its way out.
Yet to score a goal this quarter, Sacred Heart, with a breeze at their back. Only the 3 points for the quarter.
That might hurt them as well.
Here's an opportunity though. They're locked inside the forward 50. Good hit again out into space. But again, defensively, Payneham have been very solid. Umpire has paid a free kick for holding the ball though, and this is going to go Sacred Heart's way right in front of goal. A bit of push and shove. Not sure who's got the free kick yet. Is it Cameron Rankin? The umpire's gone the yet. He's pulled the yellow card out, in fact, to the Payneham player. I don't know, but I'm guessing that might be for abuse. So, well,
Trotting off the ground.
The discipline is a critical part of success, and you cannot afford to have your team going one short. Luckily, he is able to be replaced, and Payneham will be able to replace him with number 20, Thomas Altamere. But that's Sacred Heart's goal. Who kicked the goal, Lockie?
I was trying to work out who's got the yellow card here. I believe that could be Jed Spence who's got the yellow.
Well, it's a bad bloke playing.
Yep.
Did you see the goal kicker?
Give us 1 second. No, I did not happen to catch who that was on the goals.
Right. Well, important goal for Sacred Heart nonetheless, because it restores the 2-goal margin and particularly halts the run of 3 goals for Payneham.
8-6-54 plays 6-6-42. That's of course spot on Hahn. Massive ball up. Who's going to win the ruck tap down? Kind of a dead heat then. Second stage now is who's going to get the clearance.
They hold the ball too.
It is. So Minavini. Well, he's not willing to relent the football at all. Meantime, standing up. Kerish has the ball. So Kerish turns. Flicks it across. Oh, diving mark taken.
Just lifted a little bit, Sacred Heart, in the last couple of minutes since the Lotto put himself in the ruck.
More. Then loads up and sends it out. Oh, great mark coming across. Mackenzie's done a fantastic job to grab that, and now they'll turn. Altamore's got the footy. Altamore turns and doesn't really have a lot to go to, so in a couple of minds, McAuliffe on the mark. Decides instead to load up. High footy, no one able to quite grab it. At the ground level now, here comes Sacred Heart and they get to work. Ball goes inside forward 50 but chopped off, and now Payneham. Rahui, ball just sits, bowled off it though. Sacred Heart able to recover. Simons, long ball.
Yeah, goes looking for a key forward to take a catch. Plenty of numbers there for Payneham though. Ball spills out one way, then the other. No one able to take clear possession. And we have a crucial part of the game. This next 5 or 6 minutes, mentioned that Payneham came out of the blocks exceptionally well. Can they sustain it? That is the question. Sacred Heart are coming at them right now. 2-goal advantage. Here's another opportunity around the corner. I think that was Harrison Boyle, was it? Around the corner on the left foot.
Yeah, it was. Had a bit of a ping, but wasn't quite to be.
Yeah, it's gone straight out. And now John Giannini brings the ball back into the corridor. Short kick from Payneham. Can they get the ball out the fat side or find a loose player inside? That's a risky kick. Got away with it though. Numbers here for Payneham. Now they're in the corridor. Good long kick. 1-on-1. Nice catch taken by Joseph Christening, and another 50-metre penalty, or 25-metre penalty. Plays on quickly, goes to Viney! Viney! With his second opportunity this quarter, starting to come into the game, proving a handful for Zachy Sanderson now.
He is
this is a pretty important kick. Push the margin back to 1 goal. And again, mentioned that Breeze is not overly strong here, but what breeze there is certainly in favour of Sacred Heart this quarter, and they've been able to take advantage of it. Harrison Viney for his 2nd goal for the game. He celebrates as he kicks it off the boot. Is he trying to convince the goal umpire? He has. Goal number 2. 7 goals for Payneham. 7 goals, 6 in fact. So 8 goals, 6 to Sacred Heart. Harrison Viney is averaging 1.2 goals for the season coming in, but he scored 2 today. 2 sensational 3rd quarter goals. Look.
Yeah, he has. Desperately 8 minutes and the 23rd minute mark as well. So this is now on a knife's edge. It has been for the entire 3rd quarter, really. 8-6-54, Payneham 7-6-48. And they're making the most of the momentum that comes with the premiership quarter to potentially extend their premiership charge for another week. Of course, it does look like they will be playing Port District, where that game is yet to be decided, whether or not the league decides to go out at a neutral venue or out towards Port Districts remains to be seen.
I think prelim finals are neutral venues now.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, pretty sure that is the case, but we've got a secondary bounce, or throw up I should say, in the middle. Both rucks go at it, no one able to take it cleanly. Ball spills. These ground balls are going to be super, super important. We are red time in the 3rd quarter, and this game has certainly reached some terrific heights this quarter. Sacred Heart got a chance now for the ball to sit up. It does. It's taken by Cameron Rankin, goes around the corner, half-forward flank, good pressure from Payneham. Forces that ball out, and well, defensively they've been terrific this quarter. Only conceded the 1 goal, Payneham, and have been able to kick 4 themselves into the breeze.
Ball now. About to come back in. Umpire throws it, and we are away again. Ball hits the deck this time off the back of the ruck contest. Fox springs it inside forward 50. Ball falls down, waiting there at the bottom of the pack. Unable to really work it out. McAuliffe's there. He's tackled and it's over the boundary line.
Yeah, crowd's certainly starting to get involved. The level of the noise has increased significantly from the first half, where we had a nice polite crowd in the first half without a lot of real enthusiastic applauding, but that has certainly changed this quarter as the game reaches a new high. Payneham, first hands on the footy here. Spills out, can they get it clean? Like, no one able to take it super clean. Great tackle from Payneham, well umpired. We'll get another restart. The pressure from both sides, and we don't have the pressure meter here, but wow, we'd be right up this quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say, it'd probably be up around the 200 mark for both teams at the minute. All this time tapped out the side of the pack. Well done. There's Kerrish, he was there. McAuliffe drops it inside forward 50. Jackson Martin's there. Smother puts it back towards the way of Sacred Heart. And still no one able to really grab a clean ball. Sanzo did, but then he was wrapped up. And still the pressure continues to rise.
How far in, Lockie, are we?
We have travelled 26. Well, we've travelled to 3/4 time on the Sport All Enhanced scoreboard.
Well, what a terrific quarter of footy. The intensity of this game has gone to another level this quarter, folks. Don't go anywhere. This last 30 minutes is going to be absolutely entertaining if the last quarter is anything to go by. We have game on. Payneham have lifted. Sacred Heart struggled to go with them, and then were able to assert some momentum late in the quarter, but we have a 1-goal margin still in favour of Sacred Heart. Grab yourself a toilet break, grab yourself a beer, grab yourself something to eat, strap yourselves in. We have a game on our hands.
Well, welcome back, folks. Three-quarter time here at Sacred Heart School. The game has, if you've just tuned in, gone up another level in the third quarter, and Payneham good enough to score 4 goals in the third quarter, and the margin now back to 1 goal, still in favour of Sacred Heart. Very difficult breeze to pick. The temperature's just dropped 10 degrees.
Yeah.
We've been protected here by the school gymnasium building behind us for most of the day, but a significant breeze now, pushing probably to the left of your screen, and now I think favouring this end, which is the northern end, and for most of the day it's been going the other end, or certainly that's how it feels here. So we have got a game on our hands, Lockie.
Yeah, we do. Super excited for this one. Of course, it's a pleasure to be here filming Footy Sports Interactive, bringing you this one. We're about to get going again. Ball goes up, tap back behind Noble's head. None. He got a soccer. Not sure that was what he intended at all. Ball, meantime, in dispute a little bit. Altamore lays a good tackle. This is it now. 30 minutes of someone's season. Who that remains to be, well, we've really got no idea. Ball goes up again. This time Payneham trying hard to get a clearance coming through, and in the end...
Plenty of people throwing themselves at this footy.
Really. Yeah, plenty of people throwing themselves at the footy.
They get it out into space. Sacred Heart first hands on it. Ends up with Boyle, goes around the corner with the left foot. No one able to take a clear possession at centre half forward. We'll have a restart there. Two-pronged attack in front of the footy here for Sacred Hearts. Payneham in order to take it off the stoppage first, courtesy of Sam Scrumenger. And in front of the footy for Sacred Heart we have Connor Hartshorn and Jackson Fox. Umpire has rewarded the crowd's call of holding the ball. Saw a few of those paid late in the third quarter. So Sacred Heart, good opportunity here. This will give us an indication of the breeze. I think this is Dewhurst for the footy, is it? Goes short. Oh, he goes to McRae. Goes over the top of his head though. Ends up with none from Giannini. The star players of Payneham getting involved. Out into space for the first time this quarter, but boy, it was like bees around a honeypot how quickly they all swarmed on it. No one was able to get a really effective possession. Ball up, slapped forward by Sacred Heart. Payneham got numbers behind the footy here though. The umpire has paid them a free kick. And it'll be Matty Nye. Switches to the far side of the ground for Brandon Jackson Martin, BJM. Nice kick to the far side. Looking for the man who's been really good all day for Payneham, and that was Tommy Wagner. Wasn't able to take that one, but he has been the star forward for Payneham today with 4 goals. Harrison Viney, of course, came into the game beautifully in the third quarter with 2 of his own. So they've had good results. 6 out of their 7 goals, Payneham, being scored by the key forwards. Need the Smalls here to win this game. I think they're going to need some small scorers. Here's an opportunity. A bit too far out to score. And a kick into the teeth of the breeze there. Watch the ball hold up in the breeze. Heads towards the pocket. Sacred Heart looked like they might have won a free kick there, but the umpire has paid holding the ball. Wowee, crowd wanted push in the back, and it's Paynham's free kick. And I'm pretty sure that is Ethan Moore locked in the forward pocket with the orange boots. Tough kick, brings it inboard. McKenzie. Now he had a shot probably halfway through the second quarter. This time he goes short. And it's intercepted well by Sacred Heart. He was looking for Giannini, his best mate. No, he's looking for Matty Nunn actually. But Sacred Heart were good enough to interfere.
Meantime,
back at the ranch.
Oh, in the end, in the back pocket towards the near side of your broadcast position. Big fist over the top. Well done.
Hodges.
Yeah, it was good work from Hodges just to get that over the boundary line, kill the footy, reset, another opportunity for Payneham. This is it. The last quarter of someone's season. The winner, they'll play Port Districts at what we believe to be a neutral venue. Gets out. Sacred Heart starting to link up. They go running through the centre now is Brinkworth. He gives it across and it's a great grab. Now turns inside, did Fox. Loading and inside forward 50 they go. They're trying to claim hanging on against Mac Hayes. Mac Hayes himself is going to end up with the footy. It is absolutely red hot here as Mackenzie's clearing kick bounces past everybody. Wasn't trapped. Shock, turn it back. Shock from there. No, he's missed.
Would have been a good kick. That's the first score of the quarter though. Sacred Heart out to 8-7. Now 7-point margin. Mackenzie
Could be a really important point.
Kick in like he has all day. And comes this side, which I would have thought would be the attacking side of the ground. Goes looking for Wagner. He can't take it. He pushes it out quickly though. They're away now here, Payneham. Nunn has a bounce. Haven't seen much of that all day. Has a second bounce. Curler managed to score a point, so we are again at a 1-goal margin. 8-7, Sacred Heart, Payneham, 7-7, 1 point each for the quarter. Sacred Heart take a good catch, half back.
Here they go, bouncing footy now. Trying to trap it, did well. Now as they load up and inside, forward 50 Noble was there. Knocked away from him, Boyle broke through! No! And still, they keep Payneham in the game, back to 7 points.
What a let-off for Payneham. They were under all sorts of pressure with a fumble there, but just not quite able to hurt them on the scoreboard, were they? So 2 points for the quarter to Payneham, 2 points to Sacred Heart, 1 point to Payneham, 7 points to the margin. Mackenzie, again, short. Elevator ball to Giannini. How often have we called that? Giannini has a bounce. Kicks under a bit of pressure though. Heads towards Viney. Can he take it cleanly? Low his knees, not his strength. Battles back nicely though. Sacred Heart got the numbers. Duck their head. Again it's Payneham. Nunn. Beautiful link of handball. Ends up with Jed Spence. Obviously his 10 minutes must be up from the sin bin, if it was in fact him in the sin bin. His time has elapsed and, well, they're going to have a shot on goal here. I'm yet to pick up who the player is. Maybe...
Looks like Kostancic out there.
Kostancic, Joey Kostancic, number 22. Chance to make himself, chance to put the margin back to 1 point. Far side of the ground. Looks good off the boot. Looks good off the boot. It is good off the boot. Just get me a number. Confirm that one for us, Lockie, if you can. You going with Joey Kostancic?
Yeah, it is.
Righto, what a fantastic shot into the teeth of the breeze. He really was there. And that is our first goal for the third quarter, and it goes Paynham's way.
And I've just had a look as well, just had an update on the score here. 8-7 plays 8-7, so it's now even.
Where at? Here?
8-7. Yep, just had an update on the scoreboard.
I got 8-8, 7-8.
Just had a look at the major scoreboard as well up there.
Right, okay. 8-7 is 8-7 to 8-7, is it?
That's what we've got, we believe. Ball, meantime, goes down.
Free kicks, Sacred Heart? No. Free kick, Payneham. Giannini. Well, hasn't he stepped his game up? This second half's been sensational.
He's been really good. Spence turns, bouncing footy. Oh, that's a great tackle.
Got to know your limitations sometimes, big fella.
Advantage, and now here comes Spock. Inside. Oh, well done, Mackenzie. That's a brilliant grab. Game on the line now.
What a fantastic one-on-one win for Payneham there. Mackenzie, Spence, the Giannini. Gee, well, it's the same names, isn't it?
It is. They've been the ones that have lifted him back into the contest.
He's working so hard, Giannini. He's the busiest player on the ground by far. That's a nice push from Nunn. Got away with it though. 1v2. Ends up with a footy. It's still Payneham. Ball hits the deck though. They're good enough to bounce back up. He kicks it short. Nice dodge by Harry Viney, was it? Whoa-wee, wow-wee. They're in the corridor here. They're an opportunity. It's all Sacred Heart though on this line, although no one's able to take it cleanly. Sacred Heart got the numbers. Simons works the wing beautifully. Mackenzie's there for Payneham. Discipline as always with the spoil. Around the corner, Payneham. First hands on it, Sacred Heart. Gee whiz, the pressure there was exceptional. And you can, I hope, hear the crowd. Our microphones aren't terrific here today, but I hope you can hear now the voice from the crowd.
Well, now, let's come back in. As they just sit and stand on the boundary line and get into each other. It's good to see. Lots of care factor out there. All about to come back into play. Back in, and we are away. Ball tapped down. Oh, wow, that's a great tackle. Giannini going absolutely nowhere. Anthony Variety then. Of course, there's two of them out there, which is why you've heard the name Giannini so much. Both of them excellent players. Minervini, he's tackled. It was an excellent tackle in the end. Rankin wrapping him up.
Tackling from both sides has been terrific today, Lockie.
He has been absolutely brilliant. Boyle tries to charge his way through. Now the ball works its way out. Oh no. Spilled it at the crucial moment. Has to go back in and try and win it. And the umpire says we're going to have another ball up here. Midway between the back of the centre square and the 50 line. Of course, that's towards the housing end. Well, now wrapped up again. We're going to have another ball up.
Yep, well, it's inside the forward 50 just, I think, for Payneham. Taken out of the ruck by the big fella, Joshua Mothersole. Hacked around the corner. Not a bad result for Payneham. They're 30 metres closer towards goal, slightly better angle. So they're about, looks like 40 from goal. Umpire throws it up. Plenty of numbers in and around the contest, as has been the case for most of the day. I mentioned scores are locked away. The next 5 minutes is critical. I know I said that in the third quarter, but I'm saying it again here now in the last. Plenty riding on the next 5 minutes. The fourth ball up in a row. Mothersole. Sacred Heart good enough to get first kick on the ball. Beautiful mark taken behind the play by Hodges. Set up nicely there they were, Payneham. He goes towards Viney, has a jump at it. This is where Payneham need to get to work when the ball hits the ground. And in fact, I think this is a free kick to Payneham.
It's going to go the way of Viney.
Directly in front of goal, Viney, is it? Was that for holding the ball?
I believe that's what he called, yeah.
Well, great effort by the big fella to get a tackle like that, and mentioned that of the 8 goals, 7 of them have gone to the tools, or do you count Kristanzik as a tool?
Medium sized.
Right, so been good enough. Here's an opportunity for Viney to kick his third for the second half, and he makes no mistake about it. And for the first time today, the very first time today, Payneham hit the front. All the momentum is with Payneham Norwood Union, and the crowd can sense an upset looming here at Sacred Heart College.
Wow, so Shock potentially staring down the barrel of a straight set exit. They weren't good enough against Port Districts. last week and now. Shock. Well, they might just be shocked against Payneham. The 5th place team, they've come all the way here. They had to go to Golden Grove last week and win. They did. Now they've come to Sacred Heart and they lead. Hodges went up. It was a clean tap. It was a clean air tap from both ruckmen. No one able to win it out. Now still bowled over. Kristancic, he's involved there. He might get back on it. This time picked up. Sacred Heart trying everything.
Oh,
none. Back inside forward 50. Campbell's there. Has to give the hand pass across. Here he is. Sparkle. No. Missed it. It's Campbell again, dancing on the boundary line. Snap back towards a mark.
Oh.
No, he dropped it. Still Wagner tries. And over the boundary line it goes.
Well, it looked like Viney, was it? Could have probably taken it in his hands. It elected to go with the chest and a bit unlucky it spilled out. Would have been almost game over. I don't want to say she's out singing, the lovely lady, but they are in front by 1 goal. Payneham. Here's another opportunity. Quick handball to that man again, Giannini loads up, top of the square, where's Viney? First hands on the footy. Well rebounded by Sacred Heart, out the dead side of the ground. Race on, and we'll have a ball up. Whew. Wow, the pressure of the last 5 minutes has been exhilarating.
15 minutes gone, 8-7, plays 9-7. That, of course, Bortle and Hahn bringing us the scoreboard, doing a fantastic job. We're brought to you today by Footy and Sports Direct. We're loving this one.
Well, it's been one for the ages, an absolute cracking football contest for all the purists. It looked like a throw. The umpire let it go. Sacred Heart now one of the few opportunities. LeCornu had a crack at it, but again, McKenzie, have a look at that. Beautiful laser left foot kick. Hasn't he had a superb game today? Unluckily for him, there's no Archie man of the match, although Giannini would be probably in the sights for that one. Here's an opportunity now for Payneham for the smalls. We've talked about it. Pressure coming to bear from Sacred Heart. Oh, wow, crowd screaming for holding the ball. And there's not much time and space out there. You got to be able to do your work in a phone box today.
Ball goes up, tap down, waiting still. And just keep working it around here. Shock, turnover, and here's Spence.
Wow,
he got him over the line against Golden Grove. Now he's got an opportunity to go back and make it 2 goals.
Well, he just set himself up beautifully behind the ball, didn't he?
Yep.
You know, for the quick turnover, they put Sacred Heart under a bit of pressure, had to kick quickly, and he was in best position. And as a result, Lockie, he gets a chance to put Payneham 2 goals in front while I have a marshmallow.
Payneham, they've come back from a 21-point deficit at half-time. Spence, it's coming back. You can hear it with the roar of the crowd. And Jed Spence gets the goal that might just see Payneham into next week.
Well, I'll tell you what, it'll be a pretty good effort. Payneham's first year back in Division 1, coming up from having lost the Division 2 grand final last year to get to the preliminary final stage in Division 1. I'm going to test your knowledge here, Lockie. Has any side ever gone from Division 2 runner-up to winning Division 1 the next year?
I wouldn't know, to be honest. That might be a question for our good friend Phil Herden. He'll certainly know that. He loves all the stats.
There's been 2 sides that have come up from Division 2 that have won the grand final after having won it the previous year in Division 2. St Peter's was one. I just can't remember the other. Port Districts, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter. Payneham, 2-goal advantage. There's still a bit to play out in this game. Nunn's in the middle, throwing himself at the contest as usual, as is Joseph Kristanzi, and he's had a pretty solid game as well. The midfield, in fact, has been very, very good, Paynham's. Hodges tries to hit it out in the space, ends up with Spence, quick kick. Again, Giannini around the corner, beautiful kick, we're at centre forward. Payneham now, space out the far side. Hodges got it. Can he find a target quickly? Viney on the lead. He's going to have to go back and reset. Take your time, son. Pushes it now in the direction of Viney's a chance here. It's at the deck and it's around the corner. I think that's... Is that Wagner again?
Yeah, he's jagged it.
That is Tommy Wagner's 5th goal of the game, if you don't mind. 5 from 11 has been a significant contribution from Tommy Wagner. 3 in the first half, could have had 4, and a great catch, great goal, great football, Payneham. Well, 3 goals, I think the lady's singing.
Yeah, it's going to be a massive effort now if it is to happen. Just having a look at the other game across at Webb Oval. That game is finished 16-10, 106 Glenunga. Port Districts 4-8, 32. A very disappointing day for them. So they're going to be playing next week. And I'm sure they'll look forward to that one.
Port Districts black and white versus Payneham black and white. Be interesting to see what they do with the Guernseys there.
Someone got an alternate strip that they can potentially use?
Oh, I'm sure they have. Anyway, here we go. Oh, free kick. They're hunting the ball so much better, aren't they, Payneham? Since quarter time, a loose ball on the ground, even though their back half was pretty good. This is Taj Rahu with the ball. Goes long towards the boundary. It's well defended by Sacred Heart. They swoop on this one nicely, but the fumble, slip, good take there and a good tackle. So again, the defensive play of the Payneham Norwood Union footy side has been terrific.
Ball back alive here as we just work our way around the boundary line. Rahui takes it over and out.
Good spring, Jack Hodges, hasn't he, in the ruck?
Yeah, he does. He did some work in there in a couple of games this year. It will be interesting to see what they do moving forward into next week with him, whether or not it is some ruck work or potentially in the forward line as well, I imagine.
Well, I think it's worked pretty well for him with the dual.
It has.
Yep.
Yeah, Mother Soul's been good as well since he came up from reserves. Meantime, ball in the centre of the ground. That might be a free kick. It is a free kick, so it is going to go the way of Payneham. And they're almost at fever pitch now.
Is it?
Inside forward, 50, bang, they're sharing it around now. Here's Sparkle.
Well, he's got Sparkle on the boots and he's about to put Sparkle in the crowd of the Payneham team if he kicks this, because that'll be a 4-goal margin if he can nail this almost straight in front. Lockie, call it home, mate.
He's got the yellow slippers on. Sparkle on the approach. Oh, no. That kick is coming back. Hang on, give it... No, I was going to say give it time. But it fell, and it fell through for one behind.
Time in.
21 minutes gone in this fourth quarter. 8-7, plays 11-7.
Well, you've just got to shore up your defence now if you're Payneham. Mackenzie back there behind the footy. We get to this contest, not sure he will, because that's a good catch by Sacred Hearts. Wheel it round. Good pressure on the mark, forced a kick on the right foot. Hodges from Payneham punches the footy. And Payneham can afford to slow the game down now. I'll be interested to see what this looks like from a tactics point of view, but all the momentum's their way. Hodges pushes the ball out into space. I'll be trying to keep the ball in tight where possible now, or towards the boundary line, because their midfield is so strong. And the umpire has paid out a free kick there, which would go to Payneham. And again, they can afford to take their time. And I think it's Stantoki that's got the free kick, is it? Yep. So 22 minutes gone. He can take his time. 3-goal margin. He's worked the boundary line. He does. Kicks long down that line. Looking for Wagner. Can't take it. It's kicked quickly off the boot. Here's an opportunity again for Payneham. Great handball release. Finds none. Over the top. Looking for Viney. Oh, excuse me. Couldn't take it cleanly. Butters up nicely on the second effort. Nicely taken by Sacred Heart now. They realise the state of the game. But again, a little bit like the one we saw before. They set up nicely behind the footy. And Giannini, smart player. Great positioning, understands the time of the game, just slowing the game down now, and up, push the ball towards the boundary, waste the time, burn the clock. And again, great, smart football from the Payneham side. This has ended up with Jed Spence again, I think. Is that Jed Spence? Yeah. Well, he's got one for the day, Jed, this quarter. He's used up as much as the clock as he can possibly use up. He's had a look at the grass, the wind. It's a fairly significant breeze pushing across his body. You're going to have to keep it tight on the right-hand post. See how he goes. Heads in that direction. The wind gets hold of it now. The wind gets hold of it. Goal umpire has a look. Has a look! Wow! Way, Jed Spence! Well, he was best on ground last week.
Tell you what, how does he feel about a kilo of sausages?
He has had, yeah, I'm with you. I think he gets the snag.
He's jagged it.
He's bagged the snag.
From Wagner just at the end there.
Come on, the Falcons! The Falcons are home, matey. The Falcons are home.
Can you see from there?
That's very difficult, trust me. 4-goal margin to Payneham Norwood Union. Very little time left on the clock.
So it'll end in straight sets for Sacred Heart then.
Yes, been disappointing, the final margin, 4 goals since half time. Well, they've only scored the 1 goal since half time, and Payneham have scored 9-1 this half.
Ball goes up, Hodges this time gets it out, but McRae's there. Ball sits, and now they start to link up. It was Brinkworth, little worm burner along the ground then. Found Kerrish, who then gave it across to a teammate inside forward 50. Potentially for nothing more than a constellation goal. Jackson Martin came over the top, trying to work his way through. Then that was, well, play on, says the umpire. Then off the ground. It won't matter, but it is a good finish.
I reckon that's
Kakuro, gets the goal.
Kakuro, that's his 3rd for the day.
Had a good game.
2nd for the day, I beg your pardon. Yep.
Still had a good game. Number of goals doesn't take that away from him.
Yeah, interesting. Lotto trying to kick around the corner there with the left foot opportunity that presented himself, but well worked out in the end. A nice goal to Kakuro. It's only their 2nd goal for the half, unfortunately though, for Sacred Heart. And I don't think there's enough time left. There's 3 goals.
9-7 plays 12-8.
12-8, yeah. So let's see. They come out of the middle through McRae. There is the siren. Folks, what a fantastic half of footy from Payneham Norwood Union. In fact, what a sensational last 3 quarters. Sacred Heart were 4 goals, 1 at quarter time, finished with 9-7, 7-3 at half time. Only kicked the 2 goals for in the second half. But Payneham Norwood Union, well, what can you say? Like a terrific second half of footy. They just out-hunted Sacred Heart, didn't they, when the ball hit the ground? Their midfield were superb. And, well, the key forwards. The difference in the 2 sides, I guess. Harrison Viney ends up kicking 3, and Tommy Wagner kicks 5. You've got 8 goals from the 2 key forwards.
Yeah, I mean, they were absolutely fantastic. The Falcons, to their credit, they were all over them. I think, especially in that second half, as we just mentioned. At 21 points, half-time, Shocker probably thinking they're 1 foot in the door of a prelim final, but this Payneham team, I think something they've really built on is just the fact they never give up, and next week now they've got a massive game with Port Districts in a prelim final. Winner of that will play Glenunga in the grand final of Division 1 at Norwood Oval in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, sad day for the Sacred Heart Footy Club with the home final, not being able to quite get the job done after what was such a promising start, but full credit goes to the Payneham Norwood Union Footy Club, mate. Their footy in the second half. Don't have an award today for best on ground, but for mine it was Anthony Giannini. I thought he was superb all day. Jed Spence again, good, none good. Their midfield is exceptional, no question about that. It's where, if they're to continue to go deep into the rest of the final series, that they'll need those 3 blokes. Along with Joshua Mothersole, don't undersell his performance. I thought in the ruck he was very good, ably assisted by Hodges, who also was good. But a good balanced effort by Payneham all day, and they would be extremely happy with that one, Lockie.
Yeah, well, they've gone from, having to travel up to Golden Grove, which is a really tough journey to make, and then, playing really good footy up there against a really good Golden Grove team. Sacred Heart in the second half let themselves down here today. They allowed them back into the contest. Payneham, though, to have credit there, also let themselves down in the first half. So, their ability to fight back into the game, that'll give them real hope and real belief heading into a game next week against Port District team who have really only been outclassed by Glenunga all year.
Well, we're going to wind it up here, folks. We thank you very much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the call. It's been our pleasure to bring it to you from the Sacred Heart School grounds. A fantastic facility here and a really good advertisement for the Adelaide Football League today. I think if you'd come here as a neutral observer, you walk away extremely impressed by the standard of the football, the standard of the umpiring, the cleanliness of the game, and the hunt and desire from both sides. Unfortunately, there can only be one winner, and today that is the Payneham Norwood Union Football Club.
Yeah, fantastic effort from them, and we'll see them next week.
Good night.